Okay, for number 44, we need to go back to our distance formula because we need to find the distance between the following pairs of points. And you may recall the distance formula between any two points is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And it doesn't matter which point is the first one and which point is the second one, but it does matter that you plug them in the same kind of order. So here, I'm going to call this x1, y1, and this one x2, y2. And so when I find my distance, I'm going to know what order to plug them in. So we've got x2, which is 5, minus x1, which is 2, squared, plus y2, which is 9, minus y1, which is 6, squared. And 5 minus 2 is 3 squared, plus 9 minus 6 is 3 squared. This is going to be the square root of 9 plus 9, or I'll just skip a step, that's 18. The biggest perfect square that goes into 18 is 9, so this is really the square root of 9 times 2. Once you can take something square root, it earns its way out of the root sign. So the square root of 9 is 3, and 2 is left behind inside the radical. All right, let's look at B. I'm going to now call this one x1, y1, x2, y2. I'm going to plug in these values. We're going to say 2 minus negative 3 squared plus 1 minus 6 squared. 2 minus negative 3 is like 2 plus 3, so that's 5 squared, minus 1 minus negative 6 is, plus 1 minus negative 6 is negative 5, and negative 5 squared. 5 squared is 25, and another 5 squared is 25, so this is 25 plus 25, which is just the square root of 50. Simplifying this, root 50, the biggest perfect square that goes into it is 25. So this is 25 times 2. 25 earned its way out of the radical, so it becomes a 5, and 2 is left behind. All right, last but not least, we've got x1, y1, x2, y2. The distance between these is going to be the square root of x2, which is 2, minus negative 1 squared, plus y2, which is 5, minus negative 1 squared. 2 minus negative 2 is 2 plus 2, so that becomes 3 squared. 2 plus 1, which is 3 squared, plus 5 minus negative 1 is 5 plus 1, or 6 squared. 3 squared is 9, and 6 squared is 36. So adding 9 and 36 together, we're going to get the square root of 45. Let's simplify root 45. The biggest perfect square that goes into 45 is 9. So this is 9 times 5. 9 earns its way out. It becomes a 3. 5 is left behind. 3 root 5 is your answer.